Hello and welcome back to the show. Let's talk now about upcoming events.
That's right. So coming up this weekend, as with every weekend, definitely no shortage of events coming up. This weekend, however, is kind of not a big event, but a big event and an important event. CE Otaku is this coming weekend. And of course, if you guys don't know about it, it's the CEO is obviously the tournament that Jabali puts on all the time.
Yeah.
But what he's doing now is he's actually putting on an event where the main attraction is going to be the anime games.
Yeah, anime, Air Dasher type
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
And so the numbers have been super impressive so far.
Yeah.
In fact, Guilty Gear has like 160 some people enter it. There's well over 300 people already signed up for this event.
Yeah.
And in fact, they even included Marvel just to see if they could get more people. The Marvel numbers are low.
Yeah, they're not like one of the high games for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, this is definitely, shout outs to Jabali for trying this. And in fact, he upgraded it. It was supposed to take place at a smaller ballroom, and then he moved it to the standard venue that CEO takes place at. And he's really throwing a lot at this event. So shout outs to him, and shout outs to also that community. They have been doing a lot of great things. I know we talked about last week how they're even doing like a bunch of tutorial videos and all these things like that now. So they're really stepping up to the game. And this is exactly how it should have been all along. It's just, you know, if you want your scene to prosper, you attend events like this, you do stuff. And NEC is also another one that's coming up that has huge numbers. In fact, a bunch of Japanese players, I think, are heading out to both events. Yeah. So very, very cool stuff. That's going to be on twitch.tv/CEO Gaming. Also, twitch.tv/Josua, which is JYOSUA. Shout outs to him. He does a lot of the streams for the anime games. In fact, he was doing a bunch of the streams this weekend at SCR for a lot of the anime games. They're going to be the main games that are there are Xrd, Blaze Blue, Chrono Phantasma, Persona 4, Arena Ultimax, Under Night and Birth. Under Night and Birth has a good set of numbers in there as well. I'm super excited for that. Dengenki Buko, Fighting Climax, Skullgirls Encore, Melty Blood, Actress Again, Current Code, Guilty Gear, Accent Core Plus R, and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But on top of that, there's a bunch of side tournaments, which is going to be Vampire Savior, Arcana Heart 3, Love Max, Aquapaza, Catherine, Chaos Code, and Yatagarasu.
That's awesome.
As well.
Yeah, hopefully it goes well. I'm really happy that they have taken a risk on that. And, you know, it should be run well. It's obviously Jabali, but also Rick is going to be involved with that, the Hado, which is very cool. And, you know, presumably all the people who normally are there for CEO, which is a good crew of people. So
I guess there's also a Catherine side tournament there as well.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Oh, I did say it. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I just think it's a really, really good idea. And, you know, we when we did talk about this before, we were always like, don't expect a TO to do it for you. You should make your own events. But, yeah, it ended up that.
Well, that's the thing is that...
But good job. I'm happy it's happening.
But, see, more importantly is that if a TO did do that, in the past it would have been like, TO did that, and everyone's like, I'm not going to go. And then it wouldn't work out well. They're making the effort to get out there, so that's good stuff. So definitely shout outs to the anime community and such for making it out there. And
that's very
exciting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hope it goes well.
Yeah. Also this weekend, Level Up, they just announced this last week, Level Up and Capcom announced that they are doing a series of online Street Fighter 4 tournaments. And so the the PS4 USF4 tournament is this weekend too.
On PS4.
Yeah, on PS4. The winner of the tournament receives a trip to Capcom Cup. So you get to go out there for free at the PlayStation Experience on December 6th in San Francisco. The stream will be on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. Registration is at levelup.challenge.com. The bracket's there so you can see it. But if you want to see more details, check it out at CapcomProTour.com. But again, this is one of their online tournaments that they're doing for a free chance to head out there. That's cool. It should be super exciting. I mean, it'll be awesome to see someone like who's a big fan be able to make it out there who might not have been able to make it out there otherwise. So. Also this weekend in New York is the West Coast version of the King of Iron Fist tournament.
East Coast.
East Coast. version of the tournament. Wow. Time is it right now? Is it past my bedtime right now? You know what? Honestly, I'm really hungry right now.
Oh yeah?
I'm really hungry. I need some food.
I had a dinner that was only bread and cheese and grapes.
Dude, it sounds amazing right now.
It sounded great to me too, but my tummy is not so happy.
Oh, okay. No, because normally when we're doing the show, I grab food afterwards, and I'm not too hungry. Today, for some reason, I'm really hungry. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. But so we just had the West Coast qualifiers at the round 1 in Puente Hills, which Mr. Naps won. So now in Dave & Buster's in New York, there's going to be the East Coast version, also streamed on twitch.tv/Team Spooky. So the Tekken 7 qualifiers for the King of the Iron Fist tournament, so 2 U.S. players will be able to make it out to, I believe it's going to be in Japan, to play in that event. So definitely check that out. Again, that is twitch.tv/Team Spooky. Also this weekend is going to be the MLG World Finals. That is going to have Smash Brothers Melee and Smash Brothers Wii U, $10,000 prize pools for those. I did hear there was a little bit of contention with some of the Smash Wii U rules.
Really?
Yeah, like the Miis are going to be allowed with customization allowed, but nobody else gets customization. Only the Miis do, and some others strange rules and stuff like that. But in any case, it is a glorious return of Smash to MLG.
Right.
They haven't been back in a while, so they were one of the original games. In fact, MLG kind of lived early on based on Smash and Halo.
Right.
Both of those games disappeared. But Smash is back, and I'm assuming once Halo 5 comes out, they'll probably pick it up as well. So
Smash was there a couple of years ago.
Was it?
It was there when I went to MLG for
Oh,
Injustice.
yeah, that's right. Okay. There you go. So.
But that's cool. I hope that goes well.
Mm-hmm. So that's taking place this weekend. Out all the way in Europe, in France, is the Ultimate Tournament 16. And what I saw from Eris is that it's back on October 17th.
Okay.
So I'm guessing maybe it's had a hiatus or something like that, or I'm not sure exactly. But it is a Tekken tournament, Tekken-focused tournament. So definitely check that out. The stream is going to be on twitch.tv/realmenace_UK. Again, this is taking place in the Route des Riens in France. I'm just totally making up French.
No, just go for it. Just do the whole thing. I just want to hear it.
Oh, okay. The Salle des Fêtes Route des Riens 83910 at Port-Riez, France. There you go.
That was fantastic. So apparently there will be special guests there, which is cool. Some really top players from the East.
And 138 players registered, so
awesome.
Should be nailed it. Yeah, okay, that's the best. That's the best right there. So also in this weekend in Folsom Street Foundry.
Ah, nice.
There is a Smash 4 tournament out there, but this one's actually really cool. It's going to be a tournament charity benefiting UCSF Benioff Children's Hospitals. So definitely check that out. That is going to be at the Folsom Street Foundry. A lot of these events outside of the first 2 or 3 that I mentioned are one-day events.
Okay.
So, but again, check tinyurl.com/FGC calendar. But that is going to be sorry, I can't stop laughing at the French. But the stream is going to be on twitch.tv/Showdown Smash. So support that. But that's not the only Smash tournament that's going on this weekend. Out in Maryland, in Xanadu Games, the home of Civil War, if I'm not mistaken, right? Is that where's Civil War?
Not exactly, but it is. That's in Maryland, and Civil War was in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
So it's sort of the same big scene, but
Okay. Well, Xanadu Games
DMV
in Vero Road, No, I'm just kidding. It's in Vero Road, Arbutus, Maryland. That is also a Smash event there. There's going to be some Melee, Smash Wii U, Project M.
Oh, nice.
That will be streamed on twitch.tv/VG Bootcamp. But Project M will be streamed on hitbox.tv/project_MDVA.
That makes sense.
Yep. So definitely check those out. A couple of nice Smash tournaments coming up this weekend. And then the last tournament, which is actually taking place in UCLA Student Union Event Services, is the Cali Crush. Yeah. So this is going to be on twitch.tv/Prime Directive Multimedia. And this is going to be a Dead or Alive 5 LR tournament with a $1,000 pop bonus, as well as Super Smash Brothers Melee. So a little tournament that's going on at UCLA, California Crush. So definitely check that out. That is also going to be on the 17th as well. And if you are planning to head to this event, all I'm going to do is warn you about the parking. Just make sure you bring a lot of money. Because UCLA parking... dude, it was bad when I was going there. And it's way worse now. The parking meter that was in the parking structure right next to Ackerman Union used to be a quarter for 7.5 minutes. So basically, if you wanted to be there for 15 minutes, it was like 50 cents, right? That was when I was going there. And it's been a long time since I've been there. I wouldn't be surprised if a quarter got you like 5 minutes in the parking meter right now.
Actually, when I was there, it's like an all-day sort of parking. Like you have to pay like whatever.
But it was like $9. Yeah. It was $7 when I was going there. And then the few times I went back, it was like $9. I got to imagine it's like $12 for parking now. It's got to be something ridiculous, so... It's got to be something ridiculous now. So if you're planning to go to this, just be warned about parking, that's all. Although, campus is a beautiful campus, though. I really need to go, but I haven't visited in a while. I need to just go and walk around and hang out.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Very, very nice campus.
So I can go and see all
up on TV many times.
Yeah, so I can see all the girls walking around and yell at them for having too short of shorts on and stuff like that.
Is that a reference to me?
Didn't have to be. I wasn't going to admit it, but you know.
What happened was friends of mine posted a picture of like, I don't know, one of their friends, I guess, who's like some college-age girl with short shorts on, and I am so old now that I was like, wow, that baby should put on longer pants. I was like, that's gross. Oh, man. It was a weird feeling.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like I thought about it beforehand. I was just, in my mind, I was like, gross. Put on some pants. Anyway, we didn't mention the Ultra Hyakushu Cup.
Oh!
Which is on Friday.
Oh, that's why I missed it. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Or maybe Friday their time. In any case, this is a Capcom Pro Tour premiere event.
Oh, this is a premiere one.
Yeah, this is a big one.
Okay, yeah. This is the one that already had like the brackets, and the brackets were super stacked and ridiculous. That's
right.
Exactly.
That's right. You can watch it on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters, but it looks like it's also on twitch.tv/Ultra_HYAKKISHUHAI.
Yeah. Ultra_Hyakushu High. Seems like.
Exactly.
And it looks like it's also going to be on ustream.tv/channel/Taito-live as well.
Look, just go to tinyurl.com/FGC calendar and you can get all the deets.
But dude, first prize is 1 million yen.
Well, that's still quite a bit of money.
Yeah, no, it is still but you get a special title as well, apparently, so.
What do you mean? Oh,
I don't know. That's what it says.
Yeah.
But check that out. First place, 1 million yen. Second place, 100,000. That's a big drop off.
That kind of sucks.
You get 1/10 the amount that the other guy gets, and then that has to be that's what it is.
So you get $1,000 for a 3rd through 8th. You get what is that? $10,000?
Yeah, 10,000 for 3rd through 8th.
Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry, 10,000 yen.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Then 10,000, then...
Yep.
I'm sure I'm doing this wrong. 10,000, no, it's 100? Yeah.
Just go to Google and type 1 million yen is...
I can't divide by 100 nowadays. Jeez.
Is how much...
Yeah.
You know, because Google will do that for you. So.
Just take off 2 zeros and you're good.
But that is coming up this weekend. That is going to be on Friday. So definitely check that out. That's going to be earlier than most of the events that will be taking place this weekend. So there you go. So that's all coming up this weekend. Like I said, never a shortage of events these days. So normally we also go through some other news, like other events have like pop bonuses and stuff like that. But I'm just going to mix that in with all the games because I think there was only one. So I'm just going to mix it in with all the games. But if you have nothing else to say about upcoming events, let's move on to upcoming games. About Street Fighter V, a couple of things that Ono have said besides the fact that he'll, take it back to Japan, like to put Alex in the game and such like that.
Well, they would consider it.
Right. But he also said that an arcade version of Street Fighter V is not impossible. So a lot of people are saying that maybe Japan might not like the game as much, or maybe there'll be better parity because the Japan won't have it in the arcades and all this stuff. But Ono's saying that it's still a possibility to actually have it show up. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens, to see if they actually do decide to make an arcade machine or not. Because right now, it's slated only for PlayStation 4 and PC. Yep. But he also mentioned that he kind of talked about it, I think it was at New York Comic Con or was it Brazil? I'm not sure. It was one of the two events. He kind of revealed a little bit about the character reveal plans, and he basically said that the last character will likely be, the last new character will likely be revealed in the next 2 months. A lot of people are probably saying it's probably just going to be at Capcom Cup.
That makes sense.
I mean, it fits the time schedule so well.
Yeah, that's basically exactly 2 months.
Yeah, exactly. So, but hopefully they'll announce maybe the other character before that, so we'll see how that goes.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully no leaks.
Just because I'm seeing it right now on my screen, I do want to mention also, Lord Knight has been tweeting out a lot of good stuff about like player mentality, how you should choose characters, training mode, all these things like that. SRK has actually been, Shuriken.com has actually been republishing them in article form, so
cool.
Check that out at Shuriken.com. But speaking of pop bonuses and such like that, so you remember that Killer Instinct was doing their own World Cup. Ultra Arcade was, being the ones that are in charge of it and such like that. Killer Instinct World Cup is expanded from 1632 players now.
Wow.
And
they doubled it, huh?
Yeah, and I believe that's what it was, because it wouldn't make sense to have something in between that, or unless it was 8 or something like that. But now the pot is up to $30,000. Wow. So there is $30,000 up for grabs.
That is.
It used to be $10,000, and I think it was thanks to that community fund that was set up a long time ago, and I think Microsoft and Iron Galaxy are throwing in are tossing in a little bit money as well. So, and apparently there's going to be 4 separate last chance qualifiers to be held the day before the tournament. So if you still feel like you want to get in there, and you can go to the event, watch it, play, but it sounds like they're going to be single elimination brackets. Ooh, that's going to be rough.
In the qualifiers, they're single elimination?
Yeah, and those 4 last chance qualifiers. So, but it's scheduled for January 30th through 31st in San Antonio, Texas. And I also heard, it's going to be, the stream is going to be produced, and the event is going to be produced by the Hado, aka Rick.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so he's going to be taking care of that. So it's going to be an awesome event. It's going to be a well-produced event. So shout outs to the Killer Instinct team again. Just like, we've been talking about, the Marvel scene's been doing a lot of stuff, the anime scene's been doing a lot. Shout outs to the Killer Instinct scene. And if you haven't watched it, go watch like the top 8 of Killer Instinct at SER. It's actually really, really entertaining stuff.
We were watching it. Was that was after SF4 or no? It was
before SF4. It was before SF4. Yeah.
I guess you're right. Anyway, whatever. We were watching it. It was really cool, actually.
I don't know if the survey is still going right now. I want to see. Oh, okay. It's done. Never mind. Yeah, the Killer Instinct team, Iron Galaxy, also put out a community survey that they were trying to get a lot of feedback on, but that survey is closed now, so never mind. Skullgirls second encore is heading to Japan in January. They announced the Japanese voice cast as well. Cool. So that's really super cool. I'm sure if you're familiar with a lot of anime and a lot of video games, you probably know a lot of these people who are doing the voice. I mean, you can see it here. So, for example, Ophelia is being voiced by Taketatsu Ayana, who did Persona 4 Arenas Labris, Sword Art Online's Lifa. I can see, like, for example, Parasol is going to be Tanaka Rie, who is Morgan in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Persona 4 Arena's Mitsuru and such. So it seems like they've got a pretty nice cast here.
Yeah.
That's gonna be doing that. So that's very cool. Shout outs to Skullgirls.
Yeah.
Getting their port in Japan.
That's very
super
cool.
exciting. I think we talked about the Smash update last week that they introduced that glitch where Diddy can't be thrown in some situations.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, they fixed that. Nintendo fixed that. They addressed that glitch and fixed it. So shout out to them. Yeah, really fast too.
Especially on Nintendo timeline. That's awesome.
Yeah, the best part about it is though when you actually go look at the update notes. Usually they always just say like blah 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 for balance, and they don't really update anything like on what they changed. This time it actually said something like Diddy Kong has had a problem fixed where he couldn't be throwable to improve fun and enjoyment for all play or something like that. It was just like it just looked really funny.
That's cool.
Let me see if I can find what the exact words for it. It's in Japanese. Never mind. Okay, but yeah. Also, gaming news, Rising Thunder receives a lobby expansion. Now you can do 8 players and it supports spectating now. So that's really awesome. People are able to play that. And there was also a few additions to that. I know Crow got finally a new variation on a special move. And Dauntless got a few things fixed so that combos can be more consistent, etc., etc.
Talos' Magnetic Buster got buffed.
Yeah, because no one was using it anymore. Because the shoulder rush is just too useful off of light shoulder rush. So it's kind of nice that they did that. So, and he got more health. Talos got more health. Edge lost some health, and Talos gained health.
That's right.
Okay. And I will say, I mean, they keep saying that they keep doing visual improvements.
Yeah.
Like when we were watching the replay at SCR. It did. It looked better. It looked better. Like some of the win poses and stuff like that looked a lot better. So.
Agreed. Good things going on.
Yep. Apparently, Pokken Tournament is going to be adding some stuff in a Halloween update, like with costumes and stuff like that.
Characters and stuff.
There's some names in there. I guess there are support characters that are going to be added to the game, which is like Miss Magus and Ninetales or something. And
I know Ninetales, but the other ones...
Obviously, I know so much about Pokemon, you know. And then finally, a fighting game that probably not a lot of people are talking about or whatever, but Dissidia Final Fantasy is rumored to hit arcades in November.
Yeah?
In Japan. So, Dissidia Final Fantasy.
3D fighter, huh?
Yeah, it's a 3D fighting game. I think there was a version of it on PSP or something weird like that. But it was like all the different characters. Like I remember it was kind of like Virtual On, except you can go up and down at the same. So it's like flying and like there's just like shooting things at each other. It's just like magic spells, and craziness and stuff like that. So I don't know, but seems like it'll come out. So yeah, in Japan. In November. So that's all the upcoming game news that I had. We do have some other topics to talk about.
Indeed.
Do you want to take a break or just go right into it?
We should do that because I'm very thirsty and I would like to get some water.
Okay. That's cool. Usually,
it's so hot and muggy. It's so gross in California right now.
And usually everyone on Twitter and on the internet thinks I'm the thirsty one, right? So.
Heyo.
All right, we'll be right back with some fun topics. Speaking of thirsty. All right.
I feel sated. I am sated.
Nice. Good stuff. Sated, huh? Interesting.
Yeah, it's a word.
No, I was just thinking because I always thought it was really funny that in Spanish, the word thirsty is sed, and the word sad is triste.
Okay.
So it's like thirsty is not triste and sad is not sed. It's the opposite. But then I just thought about it. Maybe sated has kind of the same word origin as sed or something like that.
I'm not sure.
Anyway.
So, there is some news we'll talk about, I guess. U-porn. That's what we're going to talk about. So, Team YP has picked up a couple of players in the fighting game community.
Yeah,
I
believe there's a Smash player that they have.
Yeah. So it's basically Smash. there's a Mortal Kombat player, there are 2 Street Fighter players.
Okay.
And then it's not just them, yeah, so it's Bizarro Flame, it's Falcon, it's Valmaster, it's Filipino Man. There's also a Dota team, and they just picked up a Evolve team and stuff like that. Anyway, we bring this up because Filipino Man just he joined them, I guess, something like that.
Yeah, Valmaster, same thing happened to him as well. Which, yeah, so what happened to them was they joined, but when they showed up on stream, they had no tag.
Right. So, we got a lot of questions about that, so we thought that we should talk about it. It shouldn't be any surprise, IMO.
Right, that people are not putting the tag there. So
Indeed.
It happened to Valmaster in some European tournaments, and it just happened to... And in fact, apparently someone mentioned that Vi, he just did an interview on the Daily Dot earlier today, and he actually mentioned that Capcom basically said that would be censored on stream.
Yeah. Interestingly, when on Friday when there was the team tournament, which was being streamed by Level Up, they talked about it.
Oh, they did. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's obviously a stream by stream thing, but then when it was on Capcom Fighters, they didn't have it. It was just Filipino Man.
Right.
And everybody's wondering why. But everybody knows the answer to that already.
Yep.
It's one of these things where I understand why it's an issue for some people, but you already know the answer, and the answer is that because other sponsors are worried about that.
Yeah. Plus, another thing is that
That's why.
an event like Capcom Fighters, or any event, frankly, trying to reach big audiences and stuff like that, some 8-year-old becomes a really big fan of Valmaster, Filipino Man, tries to look up what's their team all about, and then a parent complains.
Right.
You just don't want to go there.
It's definitely a realist situation. It's not. I mean, is it better than vaping? You know, I don't know. It's like not even. It's not something that I hold a strong position on either way.
Right.
Like I don't really like vaping, but it's not something that I really think about. But it's just a realist situation where you know that in the U.S. smoking is more accepted than porn.
Same with violence.
I mean,
frankly,
for sure,
right?
violence, and like for example, in Street Fighter V, there are boobs hanging out everywhere.
Dude, people are bursting at the seams in that game.
And even Mortal Kombat is less sexy, I guess, than
less
Street
revealing,
Fighter V. Less revealing than Street Fighter V, which is wow.
Right,
but it's true nowadays. So is Capcom like? Are they being hypocritical because here's some boobs, but you can't see boobs?
But the funniest thing too is that Infiltration just recently tweeted out a picture, focusing on a certain section of 2 characters on the versus screen. It was like, thanks Capcom, and Ono retweeted that.
Did
and
he
everything.
really?
Yeah, he was like, you're welcome, kind of things. Ha.
That's funny.
So,
Are they being hypocritical? Not really. Well. Better answer. It doesn't matter. The fact is that what is accepted in many cultures, including our own, is the showing of skin, but not porn. I'm not saying that's right. I think that that's silly, but that is the situation that we find ourselves in. So when it comes to business, people are not going to go out on a limb to sort of defend porn. I totally get how there's a lot of people who would like to defend it and would like it to be seen as not illegitimate and seen as not as bad as smoking, or if clothed boobs like Laura's or whatever, or Mika's, which are barely clothed, are there, then why not full on boobs? I get it, but that's just not it's not how it is, man. I'm sorry. Maybe someday it won't be like that. But I don't think that Capcom is going to be the party that tries to go out on a limb to address that issue.
Right.
They're not going to be. So everybody knows that, but
I was actually
that's
even
the
surprised that it happened in Europe, especially in France, because you can just see nudity on their TVs normally, right? Is that true?
Well,
or?
I mean, sort of. Like sometimes you see boobs, but it's not all the time. It's certainly a different relationship to it than the U.S. has. U.S. is
Right.
like particularly prudish, but yeah, there's like a famous newspaper in England that has boobs on the third page, but whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a different relationship to it, but full-on porn is still kind of.
Oh
a
yeah,
different
yeah,
story,
that's true.
so.
That's true. Yeah.
Somebody's saying like, oh, but getting chopped in half is fine. I get it. That sounds silly.
Dude, I've just
that's
exactly
how
what
it
I
is.
said, right?
Yeah.
Violence is always more acceptable
Yeah.
than boobs are in the States. So
There are plenty of things that I'm willing to go out on a limb for, and that I feel like I need to help redress or fix or whatever. Situations regarding porn, for me, is not really one of them. That's, if it changes, then that's fine with me. I certainly don't have anything against that.
right.
But I'm not going to, like, go out on a limb for it, and I don't think that Capcom is either. And I don't think that people should be surprised that they're not.
Yeah, and it's if you're gonna get if you don't like it, like it's hard to really kind of get up in arms and be like, why wouldn't they allow that? Because like you said, you know the answer why, right?
Yeah,
I mean, like if you're gonna complain about it, if you're gonna yell about it, try to also come up with a solution to it, or at least just be like, look, I totally get it.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Right.
I don't like it. I don't think they should do it, but I get it. Like, if you're sitting there incredulous, like, I can't believe they... I mean, you're kind of fooling yourself in the situation.
I mean, I think implied in somebody saying that is that they do get it, but they think it's silly, or they think it sucks. Maybe it is, and maybe it does. But nevertheless, that's the situation in our culture, and that's how business works. So, I mean, don't be terribly surprised about it. And I get that YouPorn is trying, right? So you go. I'm at teamyp.com, which is their team sort of website, and there's no mention of porn.
Right.
Right. It's in fact quite a nice looking website.
Even say they don't even say YouPorn on there anywhere.
Yeah,
right? It's
right.
always just Team YP.
Right. It's quite a nice looking site.
And I've heard like the people in charge of their team are just genuinely interested in esports, like
and especially fighting games.
as fighting games. So it's just that they have a genuine interest in it, and it sucks for them because they're sponsoring all these things, but if no one puts their tags up there, then what do they really get out of it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know what it is that they hope to get out of it, or maybe it's sort of a long play where they are trying to establish more legitimacy for it, and maybe they're trying to get past the phase that we're in and sort of have always been, where porn is not something that you have in like a sort of big situation.
Right.
Maybe that's like a long game of theirs, but in the short term, I feel like I don't know the position on this, but I don't feel like they should be surprised to have their name not be shown on stream.
Right.
It shouldn't be a surprise to them that other sponsors don't want it there, and some people running the streams don't want it there, and certainly some developers don't.
I mean, that's actually a really good point. Goober on the chat says if they go so far to hide their name, why don't they just come up with a completely different name, Or is it just then that just still doesn't lead to them and still doesn't make them any money? Because there's a lot of teams out there that just get sponsors normally, like Team EG. They don't have something else to sell except for their team.
That's true.
Right? So maybe that's actually an option. Maybe they can just do something completely different.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Like maybe some current esports team is actually secretly owned by a porn guy. Who knows? But I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying that.
Dude, I'm laughing because I almost want to believe that that's probably like a few teams.
I really don't know. But yeah, maybe that would make sense. It's just that there's nobody who's willing to make it more obvious.
Right.
On stream. So much the same conversation that we had when
Joe and Brazzers
was
doing all that stuff.
Yeah, basically the same conversation. I mean, my stance on it is that, even aside from the sort of real situations, well, actually, no, not aside, but it's definitely part of it. I don't really care either way. I just don't want to have sponsors that will put off other sponsors or that will make some people not want to watch.
Right.
I would rather not go out on a limb for that because it's just not a big enough deal. To me. It's
Yeah,
not like some
yeah.
other issue that I consider significant. So I don't know. That's basically my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with any of that. So,
Yeah.
there's one more topic. Do you wanna? Do we have time to talk about that? You think?
Yeah, probably. I just want to see if there's anything else that is shown or any other questions and whatnot.
Doesn't seem like to be too much.
How would they
some
lose
people-
the Totino's deal?
Dude, some people have actually talked about this on stream, and I really feel like we need to do this now.
Okay.
Is make a UCTV Holy Totino's emote. And it's got to be
What would
like
it even be?
either you yelling or maybe you yelling with a Totino flying into your mouth or something like that.
I can only even eat there's like a cheese flavored Totino pizza roll, and then everything else is all sorts of trafe. It's
Dude,
like
God, I'm so
pig on
hungry right
pork
now.
and bacon and just nothing that interests
Dude,
me.
I'm so hungry right now. This is the worst thing to talk about right now. Okay.
Yeah.
But, just one little bit of topics, because we touched on this before. After, which tournament was it that they played against each other that was just in Defend the North? No, Defend the North is coming up. What was the one that Dominion and Snake Eyes just played at? That right before SCR.
That's a good question.
It was the one that Snake Eyes came. Jeez.
I don't know, but it happened.
It happened, and one of the complaints was, about people looking at buttons and such like that.
TFC.
TFC, that's what it was. Yeah. Okay. So it was about looking at buttons, and there were some complaints about that. So Dominion brought a little stick guard kind of thing. It was like a little great thing that had a stand up. It was actually pretty sickly designed because he just kind of like put a bag over this side so it blocked everything, but he had a rope on it that he could take apart, and then it would be two flat panels that he can transport easily.
Yeah, and his stick sat on it perfectly.
Right.
It was exactly the same size.
And not only that, but the way it's designed, it's obviously mirror imageable, so it doesn't matter if you're on first player or second. It was actually really cool.
It was smart.
Yeah, it was actually really cool.
Did it work?
Didn't help.
The intention was to block off the opponent's sight, thinking that way the opponent wouldn't be able to look at your buttons and thereby would not be able to get an advantage in what some people view as an illegitimate way.
Right. I don't know if it was particularly spurred by Snake Eyes, but Dominion and Snake Eyes played each other, and the result was the same from TFC, and that Snake Eyes won that match anyway.
Right. I mean, Dominion used it against other people too.
Yeah. He used it in every match that he played.
Yeah.
So, but the thing about it is, it's like you said though. Maybe we were talking about this before the show started. That maybe that's not even enough because sometimes it's not the buttons that you're watching.
Yeah. Right. So when I watch buttons sometimes. It's not even always on purpose, but what I notice rather than individual button presses is I notice this. It's like I notice this, right? Like, right? Like when somebody's pressing a button fast, you see like the movement. It's not it's not the hand, it's like the body.
Right.
It's like the upper body. And the thing did not cover against that. It would cover maybe like, if you can see this, maybe like here and forward, but like didn't cover sort of the upper arm.
Right.
So I don't know how useful it is in that respect, but even on top of that, I don't know how useful it is. It's like, so Snake Eye says he doesn't look at buttons, right? I don't have any reason to distrust that.
Look, a lot of people will actually say they don't look at buttons, but they do. And it's not because they do it on purpose, not because they're lying, it's because they really honestly just don't know. I mean, I had someone tell me, like, I never look at buttons, right? I'm like, has Vi ever landed jump fierce on you from the front? Because if he did, it's because you're looking at buttons, right? And it's not because you're trying to, it's just you see Vi do this.
Yeah.
Right?
Or you hear it even. It's like an audio cue. Yeah.
So Vi does spin kick plus fierce because Ryu's like to jump, do cross up hurricane. So he does spin kick plus fierce. it doesn't do anything except jump fierce. So you automatically block the other direction, and he doesn't go behind you, and you just walk face first into his jump fierce. He's done that. There's been a lot of tournaments where you see, like on stream, someone just walk into Vi's jump fierce. And if you ever wonder why, that's exactly why. It's because you accidentally hear the buttons. Now, of course, there's all this debate on whether that's actually cheating or not, and all these things like that. Both of us have played in arcades forever, so neither of us think it's cheating in particular, but it's just something that's just part of the game to me. It's always been part of the game. Like some of the people are saying, like, it's not part of the game anymore. You're not playing the game, and to me, that's every bit part of the game. Just like we were talking about the in-game body language kind of thing, right? That's not. I mean, I guess that is in-game.
Yeah, it's in-game.
Yeah, but even like Ricky staring at the other person in between rounds. That's totally not in the game, but it's part of the game, you know? I don't know.
Like, if it were head-to-head, do you think that somebody would be mad if in between rounds a person who won got up and looked at the other person? Would that be against the rules, I wonder?
Doubt it.
Right, but like that's the point, right, of playing head-to-head, is
right,
if that's what you want, is that you don't want to give away any of that information, that physical information. So I feel like if that were to be carried to its conclusion, you shouldn't be able to see the other person, which I think would be sad. But
I mean, I like it. I like the proximity. Like we talked about this a little bit last week, I think. But I like the proximity. I like the whole human aspect in that, because, like, yes, we're playing a video game, but like trying to take as much human aspect out of it, to me, just doesn't feel right.
I agree with that. I like the analogy that I used for Dominion's blocker thing, which is that it's fancy new shoes. It's something that can help you in that you put on these fancy new shoes and you're like, yeah, I got these sick new shoes. I'm full of confidence. But nobody else cares. It's not something anybody else looks at. Nobody cares about your shoes.
Markman on blast.
Okay, some people care about your shoes, but most people, it's not that big of a deal.
Markman, Z, Logan, they're
Maybe
all
a lot
on
of
blast.
people
They're all
out.
on blast.
Whatever.
So, yeah.
It's not that big of a deal, but it can help you in the sense that it gives you confidence.
Yeah.
So maybe that's like, do what you got to do to get that. If it's building a blocker, then I guess there you go. I don't know. Wear your new shoes. Like have a blast. That's pretty much how I feel about it.
Well, in any case, that's all the topics that I had slated. Any non-fighting game things you want to talk about or anything?
Started playing Undertale yesterday.
Oh, what is that game? I just hear everyone talk about how amazing it is.
It's an RPG.
Okay.
I've only played it for about half an hour, so I don't know too much about it yet. But man, it starts in pretty impactful.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty impactful way.
Nice.
I highly recommend it just from having played it for half an hour. It's already worth it.
Okay. Is it digital only or?
Yeah,
it
it's on Steam.
It's a PC game. Oh, rip me then. So yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's on other stuff too. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But it's done in old school graphics, and but the story is so far very impactful. I think it's just a good word for it. So that's cool. We'll see how that goes.
I definitely want to get some more Splatoon action going. There's new weapons and stuff,
Yeah.
and I've been saying to a bunch of people that I'm definitely going to do the ranking stuff because I want people to rank me up. Yeah.
Okay.
And I do have a PC, but my PC is the streaming machine, which is here, which is downstairs in my basement, which I'm too lazy just to go to every once in a while. I'd rather stay upstairs and play games where my cats are. So.
That certainly makes sense.
And then also, I've been playing a little bit of that Transformers game on stream.
What Transformers game?
Transformers Devastation. Have you not seen anything about that?
I guess not.
It's basically the Platinum guys, who made Bayonetta and all
Okay.
those. So it's one of those action games.
Okay.
And it's 100% based on the 80s cartoon. They've gotten all the voice actors back.
What?
They look exactly like the 80s cartoon. Dude, it is the greatest thing
Are
ever.
you? What?
It
How
is
have I not
so
heard about this?
good.
Huh.
Like, I've only played like the first chapter, and like people on stream were like, James looks so happy. James looks so happy, dude. I was like, seriously.
How about that?
And it's the same thing. It's just, but the thing is, like, you like punch, and all of a sudden it's like vehicle attack. You hit R1 and you transform into the car, and like Optimus like uppercuts them into the sky. Then you hit it again, and then he smashes them in truck form, dude. It's pretty sick so far.
Okay.
And it looks exactly the same. Frank Welker's doing all the voices for Megatron and Soundwave. Obviously, Starscream is a different person because the voice passed away. So, but yeah, it's Peter Cullen for Optimus Prime, the original Bumblebee, the original Sideswipe.
Wow,
Dude,
that's very interesting.
It's so sick. So I can't wait to get back into that. Hopefully later on this week I'll be able to do that. So.
I haven't played it yet, but I really want to try out Indivisible. The game from Lab Zero. It was on my to-do list, and then I didn't end up getting around to it. I had work and whatnot that took priority, but I definitely want to try it because I've seen videos of it, and it looks really nice.
Yeah, and dude, every article that I've read, that I've seen at least just the headlines for, because the Skullgirls account keeps retweeting on stuff like that, but it's all just been like, we tried Indivisible, and it is amazing. We tried Indivisible, and it's so fun.
Right.
We tried it. And I heard their campaign is going decently, obviously with a 1.5 million goal, it's a lofty goal.
Sure.
But I heard it's like maybe almost a third of the way there already and such, and at least they're being realistic about it. It's a real funding, right? Because a lot of other ones, they go low because they're hoping it'll all of a sudden surpass it. Because I mean, you saw like Mighty Number 9. It's like, we're gonna put up like this amount of money, and then it got like $4 bazillion, right? I'm sure a lot of them are just kind of banking on that to happen. So we'll see. That's right. Starscream was also Cobra Commander. That is correct.
Oh yeah, that makes sense to me.
Was it Chris Latte? I think or Latta. Chris Latta was his name. But yeah, the whole entire time I'm doing the stream, I'm like doing Optimus Prime voices and stuff like that. So, dude. Oh god. And it's so funny because I'm like trying to like talk smack like it used to be in the cartoon, like, I'm taking you down to set the scrap, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's super fun, dude. Like,
that's cool, man.
You know what the funniest thing about it is? I'd probably be doing that even if I wasn't streaming.
Oh,
if I was in my house, I'd be like, take this, Deceptic scum,
I totally
all
see
day.
you do it.
I would totally do that. Oh man, so. But yep. In any case, hopefully I'll get some Splatoon in there, dude. There's so many games I want to stream, but somehow October became the craziest month. And then Capcom decided to kick me while I'm down and put the beta out this month as well. So I'm going to be streaming a lot of that as well.
So that's not going to have Geef, right?
Yeah.
RIP. But I do want to try Vega.
Yeah. I'm just going to be excited to try a lot of the different characters.
I'm sure I'll try all of them.
I want to see what Nikali does and all the stuff like that. So
yeah, for sure. I agree with that. What? I totally watch James's stream. When James streams.
It's true. We've always watched
Sometimes I have seen it.
I've watched your Third Strike streams
all
the time.
Oh, man. When I was doing that, somebody asked, hey, is this just David or is James there too? And I was like, why would James be doing Third Strike?
That's a good call, actually.
Yeah.
Someone asks, who's the bigger geek between us? I mean, I would say me.
I guess. I don't know.
Well, you actually like played sports and stuff like that. Like you were good at hockey. You actually drank. You had like non-geek friends in college and stuff like that.
I always felt like I was in this uncomfortable area where I got along. I really liked sports, but most of my friends were nerds. And then for a while it was the opposite, where I really liked video games, but most of my friends were jocks. And I always felt like I was like never really in this. I like rarely had a comfortable situation. It was like very rare to find somebody who was like into all the things that I was into. So I don't know. It was always weird. I was just, as a result, one year I had 2 birthday parties because I had my nerd friends and my not jock friends, but like they weren't nerdy, I guess.
Dude, I've never had that problem.
And because they didn't get along, because like I was literally worried that one side, well, you know which side, would beat up the other ones. Yeah, it was weird.
Man.
It was weird. Anyway,
look,
so I certainly like a lot of nerdy things, but I also, I guess, like non-nerdy
but
things.
I am like the geek. Like, I am a geek. I'm a prototypical. I have
That's
figures.
how I think of myself.
I have amiibos and joysticks, and like my gaming knowledge is like super expansive and stuff, and then I'm also a big Transformers nerd, you know, dude. Trust me, I am prototypical geek.
I mean, I feel like I could prattle on about Lord of the Rings and Star Wars and Dune until your ears go numb.
That's kind of true. That's kind of true. Yeah. Actually, to be honest with you, I never bought wall scrolls except for here. The only reason why I have the wall scrolls is because I wanted decoration, and I was thinking that unlike a paper poster, their softness might dampen a little bit of the audio reverberation off of them. Speaking of, by the way, I don't know if anybody's noticed any difference in the sound quality. I don't know if it actually is any different. I put up some sound stuff on the ceiling a little bit, and then I ran out of double-sided tape, so I need to get some more. So to put up
what
the
is that
rest
called?
of them.
Eggshell something?
Yeah, there's some of them that are in eggshell format. This one is just valleys kind of thing, and most of the time they're also 2 inches thick, but this one's only 1 inch thick here. So because I figured we didn't need anything crazy, so I don't know if it's any different or anything like that. But I have it right above the microphone, but not kind of around because, like I said, I ran out of tape. But hopefully I'll be able to put up a bunch more.
Okay. All right.
You know, these things here.
Yeah. Right. I was looking for that.
There you go.
Hopefully we'll get there.
Yep.
I don't think I was humble bragging at all. I was trying to say that I was often in an awkward position because I rarely had friends that I could like talk with everything about. I had to like have a set of friends that I would talk with some things about and not others. It was, I don't know. I never thought of that as being ideal. That's for sure.
Trying to see here. Someone says, what's the most expensive toy that I have? That's a really hard one to say. I mean, considering the fact that I bought a TV specifically just for video games, kind of, that could kind of count. If it's actually a toy, I don't know, do you count the PlayStation 4? That's a pretty expensive toy.
Yeah, I bought a computer. I mean, it's a gaming computer.
This Felicia was pretty damn expensive, so. But
I bet.
it's one of 400 ever made, so.
Dang.
And the guy who sold it to me even gave me a small discount on it too.
Sick.
So yeah. But I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what is the most expensive toy. I mean, hell, you could probably just count all the Mad Cat sticks that I've bought as the most expensive toy, because I certainly have enough of those. In fact, they coming out with that new Chun-Li stick. I want that stick so bad, but I just cannot buy it.
You can't justify it.
I can't justify it. I've bought way too many TE2s, and there's just I can't justify it anymore. So, anyways. In any case, okay.
What does that even mean?
All right, so I think we're done. I'm starving. I need to get some food. So.
Okay, cool. Well, in that case, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
All right, peace out, everyone. I really should add another one that says thanks for watching.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I should do. I'll do that at some point in time.